Hello everyone, this is Sorvesteon coming to you from World of Warships with a replay full of epicness. Now I say epicness, but it's not really my epicness. I mean, I think I'm a decent player, but I don't consider myself to be especially great. So when I have an epic game, it's usually because I get lucky through other people's epic fails. But I mean, that's how it usually happens for everyone, right? And we are going to see lots of those in this video. Oh, and before we continue, I wanted to say that this video is not part of my How I Play Premium Ship series. I'm not going to go into upgrades or commander skills, and I'm not going to cover general tactics. This video is mostly just for fun. Now, I love the Fujin. It's probably my favorite destroyer in World of Warships. It's really fun to play, and it looks awesome because it has such a wicked paint job. This ship was introduced during the 2015 Halloween event, and it was Halloween that inspired the look. Now, the paint job was purely cosmetic until patch 5.2, when they introduced permanent camouflage to the game, which was great, because until then, if you wanted to get the 3% reduction to your detectability, you had to use the ugly Japanese camouflage. Now, I have to say that despite appearances, the Fujin is not just a premium minikaze. There are some key differences, so let's compare. The minikaze on the right is fully upgraded, and I've gone with the same basic commander skills on each ship. And when we put the stats for the two ships side by side, you can immediately see that they are not the same. The first thing you should notice is that the Fujin has more hit points. And while not really that important, the Fujin has a lot less AA than the minikaze. Another key difference is that the Fujin is slower and less maneuverable than the minikaze is. Now, their torpedoes are the same, but their guns are not. The key advantage that the Fujin has over the minikaze is that its guns rotate faster. So combine lower maneuverability with faster rotating guns, and it means that the Fujin can really turn and keep her guns aimed, while the minikaze cannot. And that's another thing I really love about this Japanese destroyer. I can avoid incoming fire and still be able to use my guns. Anyways, let's get back to the battle. Now, as you can see, I'm over here pretty much all by myself. My whole team decided to go to the other side to cap C. So the only ship that I got with me is Furutaka. But me and this Furutaka, we're going to sink nearly half the enemy team together. And it is going to be freaking awesome. Now, I really have to give this Furutaka props, because this guy, he stuck with me and he provided support. He did not run away when the going got tough. He just had my back through thick and thin. And the only time he ran away was when I ran away. So, you know, this is just a great example of what you want to see in World of Warships. You know, players reading other players' actions and jumping into the role that they're supposed to be filling and working together. Now, as I came around the corner, I was expecting to see at least some enemy ships. And I was really surprised that I didn't. And this is the enemy team's first big epic fail. They know we've capped A, but they have no idea who capped A and who is now pushing in behind their fleet. And I'm going to have to say that the responsibility for this fail mostly rests on the enemy team's carriers. It's not easy for ships, you know, to go from one side of the map to the other. But if you're a carrier pilot and you see someone capping one of the zones and you have no one over there, you know, you should send planes over to check and see who capped it, who's pushing in from that side. You know, part of a carrier's job is to gather intel for their team. And because there was no one over here spotting or guarding, you know, this flank, I was able to walk right in and just bag myself an easy kill from this AFK St. Louis with, you know, completely unopposed. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not complaining. You know, it's epic fails like this which lead to other people's epic successes. So, you know, by all means, you know, continue to make these epic fails so that, you know, so that I can continue to get easy kills. So all the bombers that my carrier sent over to get that St. Louis spotted an enemy carrier at B2 for me, which is around the area that I was expecting the enemy carriers to be. And the enemy carriers have finally wised up and sent fighters over here to deal with those bombers. And they've spotted me in the process. So I can probably imagine at around this time, the enemy carriers are freaking out and pinging the map like crazy because there's a DD and a cruiser pushing up the one line completely unopposed. And it seems to have worked because there is now an enemy Izyaslov, a Phoenix, a Congo, and an Omaha that have all turned around and are heading my way. So at this point, I start thinking, should I be going after those two carriers or should I turn around? Two cruisers, a battleship, and a destroyer. Or, well, the destroyer just got sunk. But still, yeah, I don't think I'm going to live very long if I go after those two carriers. So I start turning around and hightail my ass out of there. You know, playing a destroyer is all about looking for the right opportunities. You need to really know when to be aggressive and when to play defensively. But since my torpedoes have reloaded and there's nothing I'm saving them for, I thought I might as well fire off a salvo on the off chance that maybe I'll hit something. But I mean, come on, from this distance, they can easily avoid them, right? Well, you know, this is World of Warships after all. And in World of Warships, people love to sail in straight lines. Like this Phoenix. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. But now he's dead.
Enemy cruiser destroyed.
Now, if you look just in front of me, you can see that my Furutaka friend has fired off a set of torpedoes at that Omaha. And I don't think the Omaha has noticed them, because as you can see, he's just sailing in a straight line. And I was totally expecting my Furutaka friend to get a kill here. But just at the last minute, he notices them, and he turns, and he just barely avoids my Furutaka friend's torpedoes. Wow. Now, I start coming under fire, but the Omaha is on pretty low health, so I figure me and my Furutaka friend, you know, we can take him out with our guns. So I turn around and I'm going to start zigzagging, trying to avoid his shots. And a good thing for me is he's not that great of a shot. You know, if it was me in the Omaha, I would have been dead by now. Now, as you can see here, he turns, and I'm putting more lead on my torpedoes. I do one in front of the prediction line, I do one on the prediction line, and I did one behind the prediction line. Because I was totally expecting this Omaha to keep turning. Now, I wasn't sure if he was going to turn and go in a straight line, or if he was going to turn and keep turning and head away. But I was so happy I did, because with the set that I put ahead of the lead line, the first set that I fired, that was the set that hit. So when you're firing your torpedoes, you definitely want to be putting different sets of torpedoes either in front or behind the prediction line, because the prediction line only tells you where the target's going to be if they stay on their present course. Now with this Congo, you can see I put all my torpedoes on the prediction line because I thought that Congo was moving at full speed. But you know what? He wasn't. He was really, really tricky. So after I fired my torpedoes, he sped up. And you can see here, just barely, I miss with every single one of my torpedoes. Now, I don't know what he's doing. He's sailing in a straight line. He knows there's a DD there. And at this point, I don't think he's going to change his speed. So I put all my torpedoes on the prediction line again. Except this time, Yeah, like I said, I don't know what he's doing. He's sailing in a straight line. Maybe it was because my Furutaka friend, had put off a set of torpedoes. But this time, yeah, none of them are gonna miss.
Enemy battleship sunk.
So what is the moral of this video? Don't sail in straight lines. Please, if you don't want to get sunk, don't sail in straight lines in this game. And these two poor carriers, I mean, they must be shitting bricks because this situation is now really, really bad for them. We've got a friendly Miyogi coming in, and now they're about to see a destroyer sneaking up on them at point blank range. This is not what you want to see when you're playing a carrier. You can see this Langley here. He starts up his engines because he's like, oh shit, there's a destroyer. Yeah, and I just start trying to light him up. I start trying to light him up with HE, put his flight deck out of commission because, our Miyogi over there, he's still vulnerable. You can see he's getting attacked by torpedo bombers. But it's just then that I notice this bogue isn't moving. So I put one set in the water, and I put a second set of torpedoes in the water, and I wait to see if he moves, but he doesn't move. So I put a third set down. I don't know what he was doing. He must have been busy with something. But there you go. The Kraken unleashed. So I'm really sorry. I really wanted to show you the results, but I forgot to grab screenshots after the battle. But I can tell you that I was definitely number one on my team. And I can tell you from my own calculations based on the numbers I saw in the video that I did over 100,000 damage. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you for watching, and take care.